Hi everybody, this is part 2 of my basic jazz chord series. Last time we learned a major 7, a minor 7, a dominant 7, and a minor 7 flat 5 for the big E and for the A. So we're in G major, and let's go ahead and use the chords you learned last week to make a little bit more of an advanced chord progression. So we've got G major 7, A minor 7, B minor 7, B flat 13, A minor 7, A flat 13, back to G major. So these 13s I'm using up here, I'm going. Well, really, it is a B flat 13, but I'm really playing a E7. I'm really playing an E7 flat 5 sharp 9. So I'm not actually playing the E note, but there's the major third, there's the 7, there's the sharp 9, and there's the flat 5. So here's our progression again. G major 7, A minor 7, B minor 7, E7 flat 5 sharp 9, A minor 7, D7 flat 5 sharp 9. That's the right way to think about. The right way to think about this passing chord is as an E7, even though it's a B flat 13. Now let's add on a new chord. We're going to use this one for the 5th. Now this is what we would just call a D7-9, D7/9 chord. You got your second finger playing the root, the D note. Then your pointer finger is playing the third. Then your ring finger lays down and bars the last 3, and that gives you the flat 7, the 9, and the 5th. So you could use that in a 2-5-1. But we're going to use it for a 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. Now technically in the key of G major, the E should be an E minor, but we're going to play the E7. It's just got more of a little jazzy turnaround sound. 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. Let's just do these 3, 6, 2, 5, 1s for a minute, and we'll switch which dominant chords we use. Now we use the 7-9 shape. And now we use the E flat 5 sharp 9. But it's just a B flat 13 shape. A minor 7, and then D flat 5 sharp 9. But it's just an A flat 13 shape. Same shape you learned last week. It's this shape, but the root note is D. So now we'll do the 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. And the first time we'll use the 7/9 for the E, E7/9, and then also for the D, D7/9. The next time we'll use E flat 5 sharp 9 and D flat 5 sharp 9. Know that that's what they are, but just think of this regular old 13 shape. So we've got now the other way. There you go. So that's a way to use some of what you learned last week and just pepper in a little bit more. Now let's expand on the voicings we learned last week for the A string. So we're going to go to C major, 2, 5, 1, let's do a little bit of that 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. So the 3 is going to be E minor 7. The 6 is going to be A7, 2, D minor 7, 5, G7 or G13, back to 1. So the 3, 6, 2, 5, 1 turnaround is like. Last week we learned a regular 7th chord shape. I think I told you it was the most classic example of a basic dominant 7. So what we're going to do is use that as our substitute. So the chord progression is E minor 7, A7, or A13 is what I'm playing, D minor 7, G13, back to C. So now let's substitute. Instead of playing these 13 chords, instead of playing this, we're going to play E flat 7 is the shape, but I'm using an A in the root in my mind. So it's an A7 chord with a flat 5. You don't have the A, but if you did, you'd have flat 5, the flat 7, the 3, and the repeat of the flat 7. So I'm calling this an A7 flat 5, even though the shape is the shape of your E flat 7th chord. So E minor 7, A7 flat 5, D minor 7, G7 flat 5, back to C major 7. It's a real easy hand movement. These two fingers move down and then these two fingers stay the same. Then you reset, D minor 7. Same thing, they move down 1. Back to major. So that's a cool 3, 6, 2, 5, 1 that starts on the A string. So you got a 3, 6, 2, 5, 1 for the big E string. Or with the 7/9 voicing. And then you've got a 3, 6, 2, 5, 1 that starts on the A string. A13, D minor 7, G13. Or with the flat 5s. So now we've added some totally different sounds using almost all chord shapes that you already learned. The only thing we really added was the dominant 7/9 shape. So this same trick of using the 13 shape to play your dominant chord, you can use over a regular 2-5-1 as well. A minor 7, D flat 5 sharp 9. Keep in mind, D flat 5 sharp 9 is the exact same shape as an A flat 13. And then we'll move back to the key of C. So we can do the same thing with a 2-5-1 in C. So last week we learned D minor 7, G13 to C major 7. But now we'll do D minor 7, G7 flat 5 to C major 7. But keep in mind that G7 flat 5 is the exact same shape as a D flat 7. It's that easy chord, it's that easy finger movement. So that's a cool way to apply some of the same stuff we learned last week and get totally different sounds out of it. So I think, I know it's not a whole lot of new material chord voicing wise, but I want you to really take some time this week and start to analyze these chords. You've got the 13th or the G flat 5. I want you to get used to, this is a shape that, this is a hand shape that means more than one chord. When I use it like this, I'm using it as a G7 flat 5. But this shape is also a D flat 7, which is the 5 of the key of F sharp. So 2, 5, 1 in F sharp. Okay, back to C. 2, 5, 1 in C. So I just want you to learn this chord as both things. There's two ways to use this voicing. It's not the same intervals. When you play it like this, you've got the flat 5 of a silent G. But when you play it in F sharp, you've got the root note of a C sharp. C sharp 7, F sharp. And what we're doing here is a type of tritone substitution. Tritone substitution. Remember that, because I'll talk about it in depth in a theory lesson that we do later. But for now, just realize that one chord shape could be two different chords depending on how the intervals are shuffled within the chord. So this week, work on those 3, 6, 2, 5, 1 progressions, and then put some thought into how one chord shape can be more than one chord. Because that's something that over time you'll identify a bunch of those in guitar. The quicker that you can see that, yeah, that's a D flat 7, but right now it's not. It's a G7 flat 5. Here it is with a G. The quicker you can start to see that and think more than one way about a chord, the quicker you'll start to unlock chord substitution for yourself while you play. So work on that stuff, and next week we'll talk a little bit about how to add some jazz changes to your blues. So instead of just being like, we'll use some of what you already learned to create something like this. Almost all chords that we've already gone over. So anyway, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you don't already subscribe. And if you know any guitar players that you think could benefit from this stuff, please share this stuff with them, because I love playing guitar and I love learning this kind of stuff, and I just want to share that with everybody. So anyway, I'll see you next time. I'm Bird Snake. Thanks for watching.